Wait, can you hear me now? Was my audio off this entire time? Oh no. Oh no. Oh dude, no wonder. That makes so much sense. Okay, my audio was off. That's so disappointing because I had music playing. Okay, what I said before, I had basically I've got this thing wrapped around my neck. So like it's hard to read the comments, so I have everything pulled up over here. So I'm just kind of reading the comments from here. So I didn't see your comment until like a little bit later. So I'm sorry if I replied late to you. But yeah, I'm just sculpting Lilith here. What do you think of her so far? I mean, there's not much to go off of, but I think the dress looks pretty dang good. I even added a little texture in. That's exactly how I stream. Oh, sick. It feels weird wearing this thing. And like, also I'm trying to focus on like not shaking the camera too much, because when I have my arms like this, I get fixated on smoothing things, and then it like, you see the camera how it's kind of going up and down. That happens. So I'm trying to like not move the camera too much. Dude, the detail is perfect already. Man, thanks. You want to know, I actually started this freaking thing at the beginning of the month, and this is all I've gotten done so far, because as I've said on Twitter, I've got like midterms and stuff, and those like took up most of my time that I had to study for them. So I wasn't able to like sculpt as much as I wanted halfway through the month. And you know, it's like my junior year now, so I have to like take everything seriously because I'm actually in my major. And also, does this work well, in your opinion? Like, sorry I'm asking so many questions. I'm just so glad someone finally joined. I was over here talking to myself. Alright, I think this is a little too much, so I'm going to bring this in. And I need to bring this one in. Alright. I don't want to get too much into the shoulder detail just yet. Oh, the problem is... Okay. I need to make sure this is even on both sides. I think I took it in a little bit too much, but that's alright, because I can always add more. But the stupid aluminum in the shoulder is what's throwing me off. Come on. This is such a tedious process, I swear. Okay. So that's about how the body should look, I think. No, you're good, it works fine. I like that the camera isn't just static. It's cool to be up close and appreciate everything. Okay, perfect. Because I remember... Did you stop by that first stream? I can't remember. But I was streaming using this. And, you know, it just sits there. And you can't really, like, see everything. But I feel like with this, like you said, it's, like, up close. Like, you can see what's kind of going on. So it's not as boring. And you can kind of appreciate the details. Oh, I just need to make sure it's angled right. This is throwing me off. Okay. I think that's how the upper body's gonna look. I think I might need to bring her shoulders in more. I'm not sure. But, let's see. Yeah, I might need to soon. But the problem is, I want to perfect every single detail on this piece. That's why it's taken me so long also. I've restarted so much. Like, I actually had this entire upper body done, but I, like, took all the clay off because it was layered on too much. And I was looking at my reference image, which is this one. And you can tell she's got, like, a dip. And I didn't have that dip. It was kind of flat, like just straight down. And I tried, like, scraping some clay away, but it didn't work as well. So... I'm gonna try and implement that dip. So I need to probably add a little bit more to the bottom and then bring this in, and then I'll have that dip that I was talking about. But I think what I want to do before that is try and cut away some of this aluminum because it's throwing me off, honestly. So let me get my box cutter. All right. Hopefully, don't do this at home, and yeah, just be careful if you have to use one of these, please. There is probably a better way of doing this, but like I'm like shaking the crap out of the camera trying to saw this stupid piece off. Sorry if this isn't peak content like you were expecting. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. I got this stupid extra shoulder piece off. I need to... Can I tuck this? I think I can tuck this for now. Or is it not gonna... It's not going to. Okay, I need to cut this piece also. Luckily I have the X-Acto knife for that. Perfect! Alright, now I need to do the same thing on the other side. This one should be a little easier. Just because it's on my dominant hand. Actually, this isn't even my dominant hand, if I'm being honest. I do different things with each hand. It's kind of ridiculous. But it's also not my fault. Okay. Nice tattoo, by the way. Oh, thanks, man. It's, how do I... Is there a way to show off my... I'll do a little showcase for you. My favorite one is this. Hold on. Is this one. Can you see what that is? Okay, put this back. If you didn't know, it's... Well, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you do. But that one is probably my favorite. I do want to eventually start getting, like, Marvel character tattoos. I just wouldn't know where to get started and where to put them. Simply because this entire left arm is just a mishmash of a bunch of stuff. Like, I've got the Predator on my inner arm, and then on the outer arm, I don't know if I showed that off, but it's basically Saint Michael fighting Lucifer. And then I've got like an angel crying on my, oh my god, shoulder, sorry. So it's like a mishmash, and I want my other pieces to kind of make sense. So, I kind of put off getting other tattoos. But I've got pretty much all of them while I was still in the army. I've gotten a touch-up since, which is this one. It used to not be Day of the Dead themed. It used to just be a girl's face. But I didn't like how they tattooed the face, and this was the very first one I had. So I actually got that one touched up. Alright. This part right here is bugging me. So I want to try and pull that down. There we go. There we go. Alright. So, I think one of my buddies has a Predator and Carnage. Wait, like both of them, or like the Predator as Carnage, or the Predator with the symbiote? Because I had a concept design that I wanted to sculpt of that, and it would have been insane, but I didn't do it. Like Carnage with... Yeah, dude! Oh my god! That is nuts. That's so cool. I would love that as a tattoo. I would walk around strutting that. I would show that thing off so hard. Oh my god. My ego would be so inflated. Okay, I think I'm starting to get the body shape down. I think I don't want to add too much down here, simply because that's what I did earlier. And I don't want that mistake again. He's in the army, funny enough. Oh Lord. It's always us. These army boys. Making some questionable decisions, but that's actually one of the smarter decisions. Okay, I'm going to wrap a thing of clay around the bottom just a little bit. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it out like this. Probably a little bit more. Actually, there's this little trick I learned. If I don't feel like using my pasta machine, which is tucked away back there, I can take some popsicle sticks and then I can roll this and it'll keep it nice and even so where it's all the same thickness. Because if I tried it without these, it would end up being like thinner around the bottom and top because of like the pressure of me pushing it, if that makes sense. So that's a little trick I picked up on one of these YouTube channels. I can't remember which one. All right, and I want this to be flat at the bottom. So I'm going to take this and do a nice little slice. Just like that. If this would go away, please. There's a piece of aluminum in there. That's why that's acting like that. Yeah, there's some aluminum in this clay because it's recycled. Man, I don't know how you have this blueprint in your head and then like transfer it to reality. Well, I've got this, which, I mean, I'm loosely following it. At this point, I'm not freestyling per se, but because I restarted, I know where I messed up, so I'm not making the same mistake, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna add this a little higher, and I'll probably sever it right about here, just to bring the hips out a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. You can kind of see how it's gonna look because basically I'm gonna pull this top part up and it'll give it like a nice tapered look. So let me do that real quick and you'll see what I mean. Like so, and I'm gonna pull this part forward. So you see how it's starting to form like a hourglass figure shape on the sides. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Now the only problem is once I get to the bottom, because it's this part and down is already baked. So I need to be cognizant of that moving forward because I can't blend this all together. I need to like think of a way to kind of disguise it. So I'm going to try and pull this like that and hope that it blends or looks like it's blended, even though it isn't, which I think is working. So perfect. I'm going to pull this up a little bit more because the torso isn't completely flat in the front. It's got like a shape to it, you know? I mean, all bodies are different, but for the purpose of this sculpture, that's how it's going to look. Oh, I can actually move these out of my way. This thing, hold on. Let me show you, Slayer. This thing, oh, I went too high. Okay, picture her head's about maybe this tall, so 11 and a half. She has horns that go up about this high, so that's already pushing a foot tall, right? This thing doesn't fit in the oven already. So what I'm gonna have to do is use a heat gun to bake the head and wings because she's not gonna fit in the oven once I add that stuff. Which is something I try to think of as I'm like drawing out the blueprint, but I wanted this to be like as big as the one that was officially released. Because I wanted that sculpture, but it was $600. I'm not paying $600 for nothing. Like, that's crazy. And I'm pretty sure the official one is 14 inches tall at her tallest, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this is not focused. Sheesh. Okay, and you see how it's kind of crummy looking? Like, it looks like there's some crumbs. What I can do before I bake it is use some clay softener, and basically that'll help smooth everything out. Kind of like that. I don't like to do it in the middle of it. And also, this is gonna sound gross, but I literally... it's too close. I'll wipe my forehead, because there's natural skin oils you can use, right? So I'm using my body. So I'll wipe my forehead and then brush it on the sculpture. See? That's for me wiping my forehead. It's already smoothing it. So my body, besides my fingers, like my body is a tool as well. And... okay, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to add a little more to the middle, but that's looking pretty nice. Right. This is that spot with that stupid aluminum, isn't it? Oh, that's gonna irritate me. I'm gonna take this portion out. Yeah, there's a piece of aluminum in there. So I'm gonna take that out, and I'm going to... maybe who doesn't know who this character is and just appreciating the detail. I actually don't know too much about her. All I know is that I saw her like in the Diablo 4 trailer and just immediately fell in love with the concept. Like, basically, hold on, I got you. I'll show you how she looks like completely. Basically, picture Purgatory. All right, so let me open a new tab. So we've got MCOC Purgatory. So I know you know what Purgatory is, or looks like, but let me give you a refresher really quick. So Purgatory, that is not as big as I would have liked it. Of course, you're gonna open a whole new thing. All right, so Purgatory, right? Now, that's Purgatory. Diablo 4 Lilith, right? So Lilith looks like this. Where's a good full body picture? This one's the one I've been using. That's Lilith. So I don't know if I have a thing with like characters with... I know I have a thing. I have a thing for characters with horns. Like, oh, they just look so cool to me. Oh my god, her thighs. Hold up. Hold on. Did I do a good job of capturing her thighs? I think I did. You see, her thighs are pretty, you can admire them. Let's just say that. You can admire them. But yeah, they're very similar characters and design-wise. But Lilith, basically, like from what I've seen, when she's in the presence of like humans, she takes out like, not takes out, she makes you act on like your deepest desires. So like, let's say you've got some hate in your heart, like you're gonna commit some crimes like murder that you normally wouldn't have, but just because Lilith, like the mere presence of her makes you act on that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with her in the game, but her reveal trailer was nuts. Like, they sacrificed some guy and then used his blood to make her body. It was weird, but it was, like, fascinating, too. And so, like, I've always really liked the designs in the Diablo franchise. She's gonna make me act out of deepest... Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Okay. So let me add that right there. Yeah. Purgatory, or not Purgatory, Lilith makes people act up. Like, she gonna get you in trouble. Alright, I think I got the shape there. So you can kind of see how it's formed. The hourglass. I actually really like how that looks. Hold on, let me do this side too. A little bit of lag, IDK. I think it was because of how much I was moving. Is it still lag, or was it just when I was up and moving? Oh, I see. No, it's definitely lagging a little bit. I saw that. Also, can you hear the music pretty well? Because I don't want this to just be me talking. It's kind of boring. Yes. All right, perfect. Slayer, in your personal opinion, how would I grow a bigger audience on YouTube? Like, is there something I'm doing wrong? I don't know. Because, like, some videos do pretty well, and then others are, like, meh. I mean, granted, like, some of the stuff I'm sculpting isn't necessarily relevant, so I don't know. Any words of advice? Because, like, there's some videos that I'm like, man, I really want this to do well. I mean, I want that for all of them, but, like, others more than, like, some more than others, and then those ones kind of flop. I am not a dinosaur. Hello, Mr. Revenant. How you doing, dude? Welcome in. Thanks for joining. I'm just asking for some little advice as I sculpt Lilith, the daughter of hatred, from Diablo 4, which isn't even out yet. So I'm actually, that would be really cool if I could time. Well, it's not probably going to happen. I think the game comes out next year, but it would have been dope if I could have timed this right to where I put out this video for her as the game releases. It's a pipe dream. But I'm hoping as the game releases, people will start looking up stuff for her and they're going to see my video. And hopefully I'll get some traffic that way. Okay, so I think... see how it looks on camera. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to get her upper body looking good. So I think I definitely need to add some shoulder muscles because it's very flat. A natural human back doesn't look like that. I know she's not a human, but you know, I don't think it's anything you're doing wrong. I think art in general is just a super huge competitive area when it comes to being a creator. IDK, how best to word that? I tried. Okay, no, I get what you're saying with that. There are like very big art channels, and I think I wouldn't say they hog up the viewership because I mean you can watch whatever, but it's hard to get into this stuff because if your work doesn't look good enough, like who's gonna watch it? You know, like if your thumbnail, or I should say, if my thumbnail doesn't catch the viewers, then obviously no one's gonna be watching it. So I think I need to start like doing super detailed pieces for the thumbnail, like, or not for the thumbnail, just in general. So that way, when I do make the thumbnail, it looks interesting enough to click. Because for a while there, I was trying to do like kind of designer toys, which was fun, but like nobody's watching that. And the whole point of that was so that I could eventually open an Etsy shop, which hopefully is still in the cards for me down the line. But I kind of put that to the side for now, so I could focus on making like bigger, crazier pieces like this one. that I'm putting all of my effort into. And just hoping that I get some attention for it. And another tricky thing is, like, I know some people, like, they're able to put out videos every week or every other week. I'm doing these very slowly, and it takes me longer than that. So I don't think I hit the algorithm on YouTube as much as some of the more prominent art and sculpture channels, which kind of sucks. Because you have to put, like, so much time into it, and I can only put so much time being a college student and working part-time. I look forward to the day when I can buy your art. I followed your art for a while. Thanks, dude. That means a lot to me. I was so close to having something put out on Etsy, but I don't know if you saw the whole resin fiasco on my TikTok or not, but basically I'd like kind of talked about it, and I had everything finished, and it flopped when it came to the resin portion because I'm just not experienced enough to make recasts of stuff. Alright, so as you can see, the back now is starting to have a little bit more definition, because earlier it was completely flat. Now it's coming out a little. So I'm going to add just a little bit more to it so it looks good. And then I think I'm going to add... That should be good, actually. That should be good. I might take some of the clay off of right here to make it a little bit more flat, and then I'll go from there. I think this spot right here is where it needs it. Might be a little too much, but I can always take it away. That's the good thing about it. But I need to realize that before it's baked, because then I'm gonna have to sand it off, and that's just a whole different story. Alright, I think that's actually perfect, because I have to remember she's also gonna have clothing on up here, so I don't want to make it too thick, because then I'm gonna have to add a layer of clothing. That's good. Last. What do you mean by that? This looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna scrape a little. Ooh, these shoulders, like, you can see how it's uneven. This shoulder's a little higher than that one, so I definitely need to take some off of this shoulder. Not too much, just enough to where it's even with the other side. I think I got right there. My last message, you missed it, I think. Oh, thumbnails would only be my only advice. I think your videos and streams and art are great. Okay, thanks. I remember when you and Brendan were helping me with my thumbnails, and I started doing my own on Canva. And I'm not sure those are... They're good, but I think what I need to do is take the pictures with the camera that I'm using for the videos instead of my phone. And that way the pictures will look better. I can import them, and maybe I should install Photoshop, and then I can do it that way. That's my thought process, at least. Let me thin this just a little. Okay, now the shoulders look even, but I still want to take a little bit off of the chest area. Let me pull up my reference again. So her chest kind of comes like straight down, and then there's the boob. So it needs to be kind of... And she's also got, like, ridges, I guess you would call them, like, kind of where her sternum would be. So her sternum is more prominent looking. So I definitely need to get that into the piece as well. Because she's got this like jewel thing embedded in the middle of her chest, which is part of her necklace. So I need to keep that all in mind while I'm making the chest. It's more about sizing, colors, and placement. The pictures you're using are fine. Maybe, okay, I have an idea. How about next time I send one to you to review, and then you can tell me how I can improve it? Because I definitely want to be able to do them on my own and have them look good. Would you be down for that? Because I know you got a busy schedule. Actually, instead of using the knife, the X-Acto knife sometimes takes off too much. I'm gonna use this scraper because it takes off a lighter layer. Yeah. Let me see what I'm doing. What I think I actually need to do is take the clay off of here and take the aluminum out of the neck, because I think her neck might be too thick. I'm gonna make my own version of your null thumbnail right now, that way you can kind of see what I do. Okay. Thank you so much for that help. Look at all this coming off. But it's such a thin layer. Like, it's actually not much. It just looks like it. Ah! Sometimes I get caught on the... Let me see if I can take this clay off of here without removing the aluminum. I think that works. The skirt actually looks so cool. Oh, thanks! I spent so much time on this. But yeah, feel free to hit me up anytime, I don't mind. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll try to. I don't like feeling like I'm bothering people. It's the worst feeling for me. Like, for the longest when Brendan was making mine, I would be like, hey dude, it's me again, your boy. Like, Brendan, I've come to bargain. Sorry if this is a little boring. This is like all smoothing. Never too busy for a friend. I'd call. Thanks, Slayer. Damn, I keep saying this, but that actually means a lot. I'd call it time well spent because it looks badass. Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to bore anyone, because like, this is such a tedious process, and the end product looks so cool, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say boring to watch. It's just, there's like not much going on right now with the video, just because I'm like smoothing. But I actually think I'm in a good spot to start adding the details on the upper body, which makes me nervous. Because if I mess up, I'm going to want to restart, and I don't want to. Like, what's this happening right here? Why does this look like this? Actually, before I can start adding details, I need to... Alright. Nothing boring about it. I'm doing homework and a Cav EQ. Okay, perfect. How are you liking the Cav EQ so far? And also, did you watch the inside look today for Kabam? Did you see next month's champions? I'm super excited. I don't want to say it if you haven't seen it yet. I don't want to spoil it for you. Alright boys, I'm about to start sculpting some women breasts. So let's keep it PG. So this is actually something that I spent so long trying to perfect, and then I ended up destroying it. But basically, a woman's chest is pretty simple to do. What's these? And, okay, so this is too big. This is gonna be too big. I might need half of this for when I start. And I've enjoyed the CaviQ this month pretty well. Atuma's Purify is annoying but workable. Oh my god. Freaking Atuma. Like, that, and then Shuri, like, I'm so tired of Shuri. Like, I have to fight her with Angela because I need those reliable parries. Otherwise, like, I just lose my mind. Oh, okay. So I want these to be, I know they say in real life, like, boobs aren't supposed to be twins. They're supposed to be sisters, right? So they're not going to look exactly the same. But I still want this to look as close as possible because it's a video game and it's not realistic. So they're going to be exactly the same. So, and yes, I've seen it inside. Okay, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Mantis and Jessica coming? I saw Mantis and I want her. Alright, so that's pretty close. Those look about the same. As close as I can get without using a ruler. Okay, so now I'm gonna I'm still kneading these because I want them to be relatively soft by the time I start applying. Alright. And also, before I put these on, I'm gonna look at my reference again. And you see how there's a smooth transition. It tapers up, and then it's rounded at the bottom. So I'm gonna plop the clay on in a circle, and I'm gonna taper it up, and keep the bottom round. So, let's see. I'm psyched about Mantis, and I think Jessica would be more exciting if I'd watched Daredevil. You haven't seen Daredevil? Have you watched The Defenders? I think that's what. Pretty sure that's what they're named. Mantis damage looks freaking insane. I know! That's what I'm saying! Okay. So I've got this little ball. This is what we're going to start with. This is our foundation. I actually think these are somehow different sizes, even though I, like, just cut them right next to each other and they look the same. So that's a little annoying. I haven't watched The Defenders either. Oh, okay. I think you would be more excited for it if you watched the shows. Actually, these are pretty much the same. No, one's just a tiny bit bigger. So I'm going to pinch off just a little. Because I really... what was it? I sculpted a Storm Pyramid X. And her boobs aren't even. But I'm not going to say that too loud. I haven't watched any of the Marvel series fully. You want me to send it on Discord or Twitter? You can send it on Twitter. I'll open up my DMs real quick and check it out. Okay, so these are pretty even. Alright. Now, I'm going to look at the placement on the chest really quick. Okay, so her neck ends here. And they come down to about right. Why am I doing that with my finger? They end right about here. Okay, so that's where the bottom's gonna be. This is always like really stressful for me. So it's gonna look like this, roughly, and this. Okay. Let me bring these a little bit in, roughly like so. All right, so that's how it looks. It looks so stupid right now. All right, let me check out Slayer's DM really quick. Ta-ta. Ooh. Ooh, I should have done that. Oh. I think I might change the URL to that one, honestly. If that's alright with you, Slayer. That's really cool. I think I might do that. I might save that and end up using that as the URL. Have you ever watched InSim? No, I have not, and I'm gonna explain. Okay. Explain away. Let me leave Twitter open. Okay, so now I'm going to... Remember how I said it tapers up, so I'm going to pull this clay up. Like this. I'm going to end up smoothing it, but for right now, I'm just pulling it up. I'm going to keep pulling this up till it kind of meets the chest that I already have down there. Okay. And now I need to start smoothing this. Just like that. I want this to look as convincing as possible, because this is going to be one of the focal points of attention. I can already tell. People love focusing on the freaking cleavage for some reason. Well, I know why, but... I'm going to do a run of 2.2 EQ real quick, be back in 15. I'm not leaving the stream, but I am leaving the chat. Okay. Good luck. Good luck with your run. Alright, so I'm going to keep smoothing this. Be a little careful doing this part. This is gonna look pretty good, I think. Just need to keep smoothing. Sir, I can't tell if you're gonna type a DM or not. I keep opening Twitter because I see the little chat box. I don't know if you're sending the message in Twitter or on the stream. So I'm like checking both of them. I don't want to miss what you say. Ugh! This is such a weird angle. Hope you can see what I'm doing in here. I am Twitter. Okay. Okay, so they look decent, but we can do better. I can do better. So what I'm gonna do is scrape a little bit off, because I definitely want that look. I don't want it to just look like a solid ball on the chest. It needs to look convincing. So I'm going to take some more of this piece off, like so. And I'm also, I think I'm going to add a little bit more to the bottom, just a little bit. So I'm going to get my cost clay here. I'm going to pull up my reference again. So actually in the reference, these are spaced out a little bit more. Not too much. Okay, now I need to add a little bit to the bottom. And I think it's going to be in a nice place to where I can move on with my life. Okay. So I'm gonna read your DM, Slayer. Sorry it's so long. No, this is good. Like, I need very thorough, but, what should I do? Let me set this down and so you could at least see something instead of just me, like, pointing the camera at the sculpture. So I'll read off your DM. Okay, so just breaking down the difference and why. Top left is the most powerful area of a thumbnail because people write from left to right, top to bottom. So we keep null on the left to draw focus on him, which is also where the arrow is doing, okay. Purple background to contrast with null instead of black, causing him to blend in. We are using a dark purple though because we really want the text to pop, and we use the MCOC logo to emphasize the game, but it's easily recognizable, so we leave it at the bottom right, the weakest area of the thumbnail. Okay. The bottom right is also the part which is covered by the timestamp. Okay. So we never put anything important there. It'll get covered up. Okay. Alright, so we never put anything there, it'll get covered up. The font also contrasts with the darker background and it's more eye-catching. The white and yellow colors on the two pieces of text also contrast with each other. So they kind of give an emphasis to each other, if that makes sense. Yes, definitely. I'm like going back to the picture and like reading your message at the same time to kind of get everything to click in my head. Okay, so also we made everything bigger because depending on the device, the thumbnail can appear super small. So we gotta use as much space as possible. Like for example, the 6 dark crystals you added on yours are very small. So is the text, etc. Oh yeah, that is so tiny. And when you made the thumbnail, what did you do Photoshop or did you do, what did you do? Sorry, I meant they read from, I knew what you meant. What's up? I'm just getting some advice over here. I'm making thumbnails. I use the app on my phone. Oh, what's the app called? Huh? Here. I had it facing me, but I just switched it. Yeah. I want to know that app. Okay, so let's add this. That's probably too thick, actually. I want it to be so subtle. So I'm going to roll out a very thin piece. Pick monkey. Okay, I'm definitely going to install that and check that out because I was using Canva, but I like how yours looked. Like the you broke it down so nicely. Like, honestly. Like, I've been told about, like, the placement of things, but, like, it makes sense. Like, that all makes so much sense. Alright, so I'm going to add this here. That's going to look good. I can already see it in my head. Alright, so I'm going to add this here. Wrap it around like so. Okay. I need to scrape away some of this excess right here. Okay, so now I'm going to start smoothing this on again. I want this to blend into the top, so I'm going to pull the clay up, and then from here, like right now, it looks like a bump. I'm going to just go like this and get it all kind of uniform. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pull up the bottom a little bit more. And then smooth this part out. Get this nice and rounded. And that looks pretty dang good. The DM. Okay. Overall, your general idea for the thumbnail was really good. It's just the coloring, the sizing, and then just swapping the placement to emphasize the left. Okay. It was just an example thumbnail. This is why MCOC null is on there and not your sculpt. Yeah. Also because I suck at cropping. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at it too. It would be better to show the sculpt, so if you have a PNG for it or something, I could make that for you. I don't mind. Oh. I might have to dig through my files, but I might have the PNG for it. I'm not 100% sure. Because once I finish a video, I'd like delete all of the stuff once it's officially uploaded. I know I'm not supposed to, but it's a bad habit of mine. Ugh. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side as I did with the other one. So I want these to match up as closely as possible. Smooth. And pull it up some more. This already looks so much better than the first time around. Like, this is way more... It looked okay, but I want this to look as realistic as possible. So this... I think I need to scrape away some of this part, like I said. But I think once I do that, it'll look pretty good. A lot of thumbnails also follow the stuff I talked about, which sounds really obvious now that I think about it. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a formula everyone kind of follows, which I tried to, but like I just need more time to practice with it, I think. But I'm really glad you like pointed that stuff out to me. Because I'm still like super open to any kind of advice that can be given. I love getting advice, especially constructive criticism. Like, I'm super open to constructive criticism. Like, if you're not, then I mean, every person's their own person, but I think if anyone wants to actually improve anything, you gotta get some criticism. Because no one's perfect. Yeah. Swear. Slayer, when are you gonna get a boss rush? You deserve one. I already know you're gonna put CGR as your character if you ever do. No, not if you ever do, when you do. Let's manifest it. You know what I would love to see? An MCOC artist boss rush. That would be so cool. Also, oh, for sure. I always want to be better. I appreciate feedback. I'm not always going to pick up on stuff myself. Exactly. There's some stuff that I won't catch if someone doesn't point it out. Like, I just assume that it's the right way or the most efficient way when there might be a better way. And I'm completely open and receptive to that. What was I going to say? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember now. Dude, so you saw how Vega hosted like an MCOC meetup? I think it was for California. And then someone else did a meetup. I think it was Texas. I used to live in Texas, so I didn't get to go to that one. I've been asking for a boss rush. I have a few ideas for a CGR fight. Oh my. I won't ask the details, just in case it happens. I don't want to spoil it, but I look forward to that if it ever does come out. From the CGR master himself. But, yeah, I would love to, like, do a meetup. I just don't know, like, how many summoners live near Florida. Because I dang sure ain't flying to California for it. That's crazy. It's cool if you already live there, but my stupid self don't live there. Alright, so I don't like how this part of the aluminum's showing, but I also just took away some of the excess. So what I'm going to try to do is take off this part. I think I should have taken off some more of the aluminum, but this actually looks way better than it did before. I don't have any, like, pictures to show, but basically, hold on, I have an idea. Oh, CGR with slumber, stun vulnerability, flare, one eye open, and coward. You're evil for that. You're evil. I love it. I'm back. Who the hell put a nebula on Gauss Warp when she's shock immune? Ooh! It took my rank 3 eye bomb. Eye doom. Oh my gosh, 180? You know, actually, I've been struggling to fight Ant-Man of all characters. I keep forgetting he's like shock immune now. I tried taking a Black Widow Deadly Origin against him, and it took so long. God, and then like I was healing constantly because his like non-damaging debuffs, but it was just an annoyingly long fight. Thank God it wasn't Battlegrounds. You would basically have 20 seconds to tap block 100 times or you die. Yeah, that sounds painful. That needs to be an eternity of pain boss fight. Okay, so I'm gonna just get that tapered look some more. Hopefully I'm pulling this off. Okay, that actually, hold on. I need to flatten that just a little. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, you see here, it's actually a little bit rounded. I mean, I think I need to take off a little bit more from the corner sides, because you see how that looks here? Let me show you the reference picture again. There's the reference. So it's a little bit more off the body. I don't mean to get fixated on this woman's chest, but I need to make sure it looks good before I can move on to the next steps. So I'm going to push these in just a little. I'm going to look at this from the side and see what mine has that, or what mine's missing that this one has. So it definitely looks like these need to be brought in more from right here. So I need to scrape up some more like this, a little lower, and do the same thing on both sides. Like that. Okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. I'm gonna need to look at it from the side again once I smooth this all the way. Ugh, it's this freaking extra skin. Extra skin. And if you tried to hit him, then the damage would reflect and you die. EW, about spoiling. I'm gonna retract those messages after. Okay. Hopefully, I doubt anyone's gonna look at a live stream of me sculpting to figure out the secrets of a boss rush. You know? But if they ever do, I mean, then they deserve it at that point. I also tried to kill Ant-Man with Black Widow Deadly Origin. It did. That's what I'm saying! It's nuts! It's nuts. Okay, I think this is actually... Let me take off a little bit more from this portion. Just like this. Sorry if my stupid hand is in the way. And I'm going to take some more off of right here. Remember, y'all, we're going for realism here. If this doesn't look how I'm seeing it in the picture, I'm going to hate it. So I still can't believe I was muted that first half. That's crazy. It's fine. They def deserve the secrets if they watch. That's what I'm saying. Especially because we're... How long? What is this? An hour and 18 minutes. Jesus. Thank you guys for hanging out with me so long. It's been an hour and 18 minutes. But on the plus side, y'all are helping me focus on these details, making sure it looks... Alright, so you can see now, if you look at it from the side, that like bulbous part isn't as noticeable. So I've taken it down pretty good. I think it needs a little bit more over here. Need to make sure it looks the same from both sides. Alright, y'all. That's pretty much how that's gonna end up looking. I think. So that looks pretty good. I got the hips. And the boobs are good. Obviously, it needs some refinement up here. But that looks pretty stinking good. If I don't say so myself. I think this is the only time it's okay to be hyper fixated on someone's chest. Yes, it looks very good. Sick! Sick! Look at man. Alright. Making sure it looks good from all angles. This probably needs to be brought in a little. I probably need to shave this portion of the abdomen to where it's more shaped like this than this. Oh, you can't even see that. So the chest is kind of flat. I need to make it at an angle a little bit just by shaving off some of these portions here. Just very lightly, I think I'll do that. To quote Insim, who you've never watched, Booba, for context, watch his I'm on observation duty 5 content. Yes, this is a casual recommendation. Alright, I'll make sure to check it out. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing on this side of the chest. Or stomach, if you will. Lower abdomen. I think it's not this... Oh, I'm not angled right. I'm so sorry. Took too much towards the center, so I'm going to do the same over here. So it's even. Take a little bit more off of this side. Okay, now I need to take this, and I'm going to smooth it all. This is like one of the most satisfying parts for me, is making the clay nice and smooth. There are ways to get it even more smooth, but this is still like the sculpting process. So I can't quite use those methods just yet. Would you prefer Mr. Revenant or Mr. Berserk? Whatever you're most comfortable with. You can go by either or. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Let's look at the entire thing. See, isn't that crazy how I spent an hour and 23 minutes just on this? Like, that was it. This is all I've been doing this entire time. That's crazy to me. What the heck? And it doesn't even feel like it's been that long. That's why these take so long. When I hyper fixate on stuff... Okay. So... I regard everyone as Mr. or Miss because they are usually doing something I couldn't perform, having a talent for... you should henceforth be known as Mr. Revenant by me. Alright, sounds good. I'll take it. Anyone could do this. Actually, what I started off with was just watching YouTubers doing this. That's like, I'm pretty much self-taught. And I think a lot of them are. It just takes practice. Like, if you want to get into it. And you definitely got to start small. I tried, when I first started sculpting, I was super, I mean, I'm still a fan of it, but I was super into Fortnite. And I tried sculpting the Crackabella skin. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what clay to buy. So I just bought like whatever clay I could find at the craft store. And I tried to use a clay that's not efficient with sculpting an entire piece with. And it just didn't turn out well, and I ended up disappointing myself. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to sculpt. But then the next piece I tried was very simple, very small. And I was able to like kind of learn from there and start taking on more detailed pieces. So anyone could do this. It just takes some time. Also, you can call me Dino. Okay. Dino. I'm more of a pencil paper kind of artist, though I had a falling out with it months ago. See? Let me tell you, Dino. I started off with pencil and paper, doing sketches, designing little tattoos for people. And now I'm over here sculpting. So, you never know. You might end up finding a passion for this. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point. My back kind of hurts. And my phone battery's pretty freaking low, so... I'm going to end the stream soon. If you guys have any closing thoughts, let me know. Oh, Dino, you missed that part. I think Slayer, you actually might have missed it too. What I was thinking of doing is, so I've got my dedicated videos for sculptures. I was thinking of committing live streams to doing like smaller pieces that I only do on live stream. So basically, you'll see the whole progress through live stream. And then, like, that'll be a means for in between while I'm making this, like the big ones, that'll be a way for me to still have out content, if that makes sense. So I'll live stream the simpler ones and then make the videos for the others. Closing thought, make Booba bigger. Please stream these again. I'd love Little Lobby. Okay. I'll try to stream some more. It's just like saddening for me when I get in. But you guys were super interactive. But last time I had like no interaction. So I was just kind of sitting here in my lonesome. But yeah, I'll try to stream some more, definitely. So, I would love to be here for more streams. What you're building doesn't matter at all to me. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Because I'm trying to figure out a way to like get more content out, but you know, these take so long. And Moose's idea was make live stream videos while you're sculpting and stuff. So that way you've got like, you know, constant little audience. And it, like, it's a genius plan, really. Oh, brother. I hear police sirens outside. And guys, it's the night before Thanksgiving. Can we not? Just watching your hands work and have a genuine conversation is nice and very refreshing. Thanks. I try to, you know, talk. Because I know when I'm watching a stream, I like to try to interact with who's streaming, but, you know, sometimes, like, they're playing games, they're busy. Like, they're hyper-focused on the game. They miss my comment, and then I get sad. Yeah, I try to reply to comments. Especially if there's only 2 of you guys in here. So, okay, alright, for real. I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you guys so much for sticking by, especially as long as you did. I will catch you in the next live stream, whenever that is. I'll try to make a more dedicated stream schedule, but life do be busy, so we'll see. But I'll definitely live stream some more. Again, thanks guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace. You have a great night too.